Okay, so this is the box, the way it showed up. It's a really nice box. It was packaged really well. I ordered from Derby Warehouse. I got them in about 3 days. These are the, as I said, I'm not sure. It's Chaya or Chaya. I've heard both. The Melrose Premium. I got them in Juniper Green. They were available in both the Juniper Green and the Berry Red. I wear a ladies size 8. Well, 7.5 to 8. 7.5 more recently, but 7.5 to 8. I ordered the ladies size 8 and they fit perfect out of the box. It's a 39 European, and that's what I wear in my work clogs, and I have a little bit of toe room in those, and I wear socks with them, so I figured I'd just risk it and try. I did measure my feet in millimeters, and my millimeters matched the size 8 exactly, and my toes are not at the edge of the tippy edge of the boot. I still have room to wiggle my toes, and I still have room for some socks. So in the box, it's all askew and askance now, but my boots came stuffed really well. They came in individual bags. I have a bag of skate tools so that you can adjust your skates immediately. So an Allen wrench, because that's how their toe stops adjust here. A tool for to take your wheels off, put your wheels back on. A tool to adjust. I didn't use this one. I used a different tool to adjust my trucks, but that's what you could use. So they do send you some tools. You don't have to worry about grabbing any if you don't have them. There is an instruction manual in a bunch of languages. As you can see, I did not look at that yet. I also ordered myself, now they come with 63 78A wheels, but the wheels that are on them are they're narrower, they're rounded on the edges, so you have less surface area that touches the road, and that's for agility, because in the one video I could find that was a marketing video, they were dancing outside. So they are definitely outside wheels, because I did put them on and skate around in my driveway and in the street a little bit and in my garage. But I did order for myself these big softies. They come packaged super cute. I have to say that all of the packaging was really nice. But in here I have some transparent red big softies that are 65 and 78A. So they're a little bit bigger and a little bit squared off. Let's see what else I have. They came with some upgraded bearings, which were these Be Wicked precision bearings. You can find more details about that in the manual or on any website where you might look up the boots. I want to say that they are like ABEC 9, if I'm not mistaken. And then they also came with these Cherry Pop toe stops that are made by the skate maker as well. So pretty much, oh, and they also have upgraded cushions. So this is what we have when you take the skate out of the box. It's a really, really good looking skate. It's a little bit heavy. It does have a metal plate. It does have, as I said, the upgraded jelly cushions. And these are the wheels, the outside wheels that come on them, these Mellows. Now, I live in a place that doesn't keep up their roads very well. So I have pretty rickety-rackety roads. It's why I got some wider, just slightly wider wheels that are not quite as, you see how these are a little bit rounded on the edges. Even wheels that are the same diameter and the same hardness can have a different amount of wheel that makes contact with the surface. So I wanted one that made a little bit more contact with the surface for the kind of roads that I have right around me. Unfortunately, I'm not in California or anywhere like that where they have, look, I already got a scuff. Because you shouldn't, they do have some sort of reinforcement on the front of this boot. So you do have some protection for the boot. This material is a little bit different than this material. But you know, if you drag it on the pavement, you will get a little scuff. It really shows up more on the camera than it does in person looking at the boot. But I bought these boots to ride, not to look at. So they'll get a scuff here and there. And I am a fan of this toe stop. I do like it a lot. I don't usually use my toe stop to stop, only because I played roller derby for so long, and that's not really how we stopped most of the time. But with recreational skating, you do use your toe stop a lot more, and we did walk on our toe stops a lot. I didn't wear a jam plug, but I wore my toe stop up pretty high. To adjust this toe stop, you do it with an Allen wrench right here, and you can adjust the height of this toe stop. Where it comes on the boot is, I'll try and hold the boot up and let you see where it is. That's about how low it is on the boot already. You may like yours a little higher, but there's plenty of room to move it up. I didn't find that it was in the way at all. The trucks were kind of tight when I took it out of the box, so I did loosen those, but that's pretty typical of all skates out of the box, and I do like mine a little loose. I didn't have to do anything to the wheels, and the bearings are great. You can hear that you don't hear anything. Smooth, smooth, smooth. If I can show you a little bit of the inside of the boot, I also like the height of this heel. It's not super high, it's not super low. It feels like it's going to be pretty comfortable in my back. I like the aesthetics of this skate a lot. Came with good it came with good laces. So really, I didn't have to upgrade anything out of the box, and that's kind of what made me go with this skate rather than a few others that I looked at, is that I liked the boot and I liked some of the features, but I was going to have to upgrade a lot of things out of the box. The cushions, the wheels, really everything, except I was probably even going to change the toe stop on a couple of them. The bearings were going to have to be changed, all of that stuff. So I figured I could go with an economy boot setup and change everything, or I could just kind of go with one that had what I wanted right out of the box. And this kind of ticked all my boxes right out of the box, even though I could not find any reviews of the actual skate. I could only find marketing material and very little of that. So inside, it has this, I believe that the boot is all vegan. This is definitely not leather. It's definitely a vegan leather. And I think that the inside is a micro suede, but I am not going to promise that because I have not read up enough to tell you it definitely is. But I want to say that it is a vegan boot. Again, not positive about that. What I liked about it was that there is some padding in the tongue, but it's not an obtrusive amount of memory foam that's going to keep you from being able to lace your skate properly and then just crush down after 8 hours of use and not really be padding. There is a significant amount of build-in padding in the heel area. So it starts, your heel kind of tucks in, and then you have this area of padding that kind of snugs your ankle in really well. And I was only on the boots for a little while. I didn't feel a whole lot of rub though here at all. I know that there will be some as I start to wear them, but I didn't feel really anywhere that I thought needed to have any extra padding. And I have old nurse feet, so I'm pretty particular about comfort and stability and other things like that built into the boot. So my favorite derby boot was Rydell 465. So that will give you an idea of what I liked as far as, if you're familiar with those, they'll give you an idea of what I liked as far as how things fit my feet. But I really do enjoy, for recreational skating, a boot with a heel. pretty much the entire time I played roller derby, my back hurt all the time. And I lend it really to the style of skates that you have to use for that, as opposed to the style of skates that you use for recreational skating and this outdoor setup. You can get a little bit, I don't know, there's something about having my heel lifted a little bit that makes things more comfortable for me. This side didn't scuff at all when I hit a rock. So, and they rolled super smooth with these, with the Mellows. They rolled super smooth over my garage, my concrete driveway, cracks with grass in them, and asphalt. I just hit a really big rock, which, it's going to happen. If you're going to skate, you're going to fall. I should have had my, if I was worried about it, I should have already had toe covers on here, because I do have some. I just hadn't put them on because I was anxious to put the skate on and ride them for a few minutes. But overall, I'm super happy with my purchase at this moment. And I wanted to go ahead and put this up because I couldn't find a single thing about them anywhere. So if you're interested in the Melrose Premium, I think, and you want to spend that money for something that is available now. And it was available at a couple of different places. Everything looks really well put together and like it's going to stay together. It doesn't look cheaply put together at all. I'll have to put some wear on them before I can give you my final answer on that. But as I said, I've had Bonts, I've had Crazy Skates, I've had Rydell's, I've had, I don't know. I've had a lot of, and I've tried on a lot of brands of boots. And I've had Shore Grip. I've had Shore Grip boots. Those were my first derby skates, were Shore Grips. So, and the only reason I switched from Shore Grips was because Shore Grips are kind of wide for my feet. So if you need a wider boot, Shore Grip may be a way to go. Not telling you that for sure, but might be a way to go. These are by no means narrow, but I had a little bit of room in here to move my foot around. A tiny, like my foot's not wiggling around in there at all. I can snug them up real tight. I didn't, just because I was taking them on a test run, but I could snug them up a little bit tighter if I wanted to. I felt like my foot was secure, and I still had room to wiggle my toes and to lift my toes when I wanted to do different things. So that was important to me. My toe being at the absolute edge of a boot and squished on an angle, as some boots do, is just not a good ride for me. I just can't stay on them very long. And as I say, I've had a job where I've been on my feet for 21 years. So I may be just a little more particular about, some of the boot build than some people are. They may be able to handle a little bit less support in their boot, or a little less padding. And as I say, it's not overbearing with padding in any way, but it's really like just enough to keep you nice and sat in. Your heel is nice and sat in, and you can get this snugged up really nice so that you feel like you have a lot of control. If you're going to outdoor skate and you're going to do artistic things, like if you are going to be on a boardwalk and you're going to do some dancing, or you're going to do just even a little bit of that kind of stuff, these wheels will be fantastic for you, because I rolled over big cracks, grass growing up through the cracks. I rolled over several rocks. It's just that one big one kind of threw me off center. And I have to say that I've been off skates for really at least 4 years, perhaps a little longer than that, except for some trips to the roller rink with my daughter on rentals. So because I sold my skates when I retired, and I've lost a significant amount of weight since then, so I wouldn't have been able to use them anyway, because I wear a different size shoe now. I lost a whole shoe size. I was an 8.5 to a 9 previously, and now I'm mainly a 7.5. But since these didn't come in half sizes, and I measured my foot properly on up against a wall on a piece of paper, traced where my toes were, and then measured the millimeters, I was exactly the 8 in their size. So I'm a woman's 7.5 to 8, and I was exactly an 8 in this boot. And my work shoes are the European version of this size. So I felt pretty comfortable ordering them without being able to try them on. I'm super excited to try these wheels. I got a set for my daughter as well. She has some of the street skates that they make that are not a boot like this. It looks almost more like a skate park skate, and it came with wheels that were a little not quite as cushiony, and for our asphalt she wanted a little more cushion too, so I got her the lavender version. It's like a clear purple. They're really cute. The lavender version of these big softies. So, and they also come in a clear teal. So clear purple, clear red, and clear teal is what they come in. And there was, I'm not exactly sure why I decided on the big softies. For grip and stability is why, because I'm be going over a lot of rocks. As you know, you can tell from me already. Eating a little pavement first time out. So, again, I'm really fond of the toe stop. I don't always use my toe stop to stop, but I walk on them a lot. I like the toe stop a lot. When I used to walk on toe stops a lot, I use a gumball. So I don't mind a bigger toe stop. You could easily put a jam plug in here if you don't like this toe stop, or you could get a smaller one if you liked a smaller one. The wheels are great right out of the box. The bearings are great right out of the box. Definitely don't need to be replaced unless you plan on skating on the terrible streets that I'm skating on. You would do fine with these. But I just wanted to put this out there because I couldn't find anything at all when I went to buy these boots, and I just kind of bought them on faith. Because Jem, why don't you hand me one of your skate for a minute so I can show them that big softy wheel. I got her skates at Christmas time at the height of the pandemic skate rush. And so I went with this brand because I could find this skate, and it was the type she wanted, which was she didn't want a boot like mine. She wanted more of a skate park sort of boot, which is the one that she got. So she's been having this boot since Christmas.
I actually don't know. I didn't know what a skate park boot was, so I kind of just went off of what my other skate kind of looked like.
Yeah, and you had like a shoe sort of boot rather than a boot with a heel.
Yeah.
So these are what the big softies look like on a skate, and this is what they look like. I can kind of show you. Can you get one of those boots, that boot right there, and turn it upside down next to this one? Yeah, we can kind of show you the wheels next to each other. Let's do the top one. Yeah, do top ones. So you can see where, although they're the same diameter and the same hardness, they are shaped quite differently. This one's going to be much more for grip and for a smoother ride on rocky terrain.
One's more of a square and the other one's more circular.
This one is going to make less contact with your surface, so you're going to be able to have a lot more agility. And I may, I'll probably go back and forth between these two sets of wheels. And when I replaced her wheels, I did replace the bearings that came with these skates, because they were just the stock bearings that came with them. I think I had some bones hanging around, so that's what I put in there. And hers did come with a fixed toe stop because it was, it's a slightly lower end build. Not lower end so much as just a little more economy. So it didn't come with quite as many bells and whistles as mine. She's got a nylon plate, but they
are the same brand.
They are the same brand, and I feel like these are also, they have a decent amount of padding in them. She's never gotten a blister here, which I've gotten a blister here with $700 skates. So, it's pretty, she's never gotten a blister with these skates, and she's been really happy with them. So, based on that and just the description I could get online, I went with my gut and just ordered these, and I'm really happy I did. I can tell you the other boots I was looking at were Beach Bunnies, Sure Grip Boardwalks, and the vanilla boot that's out. I was kind of giving that a look-see. And I also, if I hadn't ordered these, I was going to order the, there's some Canadian boots, the Vixen Vipers. The company starts with a J. I can't remember right now. They're all vegan boots as well. But they didn't come as upgraded as these. I was going to have to change a few things. And I just felt like these were going to give me a lot more foot support in the long run. So that's my 20-minute quick and dirty. That's what these skates are, and I'll give y'all a review after I skate in them for longer than an hour. I skated around in my house, I skated around in my driveway, I skated around my garage, and a little bit of the street in front of my house. And had them on, I would say I probably had them on my feet for a good 2 hours. But 1 hour of outside and 1 hour of inside the house. So if you have any questions, leave them below the video. I'm happy to answer. This is not an edited or super slick video in any way. This was just to give other people shopping a quick review of this boot because I could not find one. And it is the Melrose Premium in Juniper Green. I didn't change anything else. This is the stock way that it comes. There were no other options to choose from other than Juniper Green or Berry Red. And I don't know, I thought the green was kind of styling. I like the look of it. It's almost a kind of retro-y sort of vibe for me with these little kind of off-white laces, the cherry red toe stop, the mellow wheels.
Pretty.
I think they have a good look to them. And you know, the look is not the only thing you're interested in skates. I want to be comfortable and I want to be safe, but and I want to get some wear out of them, you know. And they're laced just the way they came. I didn't even bother because somebody's going to watch the video and be like, your skates aren't laced right. I did not unlace them and relace them. I wore them the way they came. I do plan on putting just some small toe covers on them so that
They also have these.
They do, and these are really secure, and they don't feel like they would bend if you fell onto them. Yeah. So if you skidded onto the side of these, they're not flimsy at all.
This is what the roller skating rink has.
Not flimsy at all. Yeah, this boots that they have there have these too. All boots like this usually have some eyelets, but some of them can be pretty flimsy. Yeah. These were pretty tight. So that's all I have for you. If you have questions, throw them down there, and I'll give you an update when I do a little more skating on them. Thanks.